My video for June the 29th, 2018 is entitled Broken Bones, Defective Heart, and Shattered Dreams. What a life! Dedicated to God before I was even conceived, I grew up reading my Bible every day from the time I learned to read. I preached my first sermon just after my 14th birthday. I explored Christian denominations, then other religions. I broke both bones in my lower right arm even before that. Then, as an adult, I broke both bones in my lower right leg while doing a spinning exercise. Twice I underwent open heart surgery to replace defective valves. Yes, I had a heart murmur diagnosed in 4th grade. My spiritual search continued throughout my life. I was certain the kingdom of heaven would be established on earth in my lifetime, as I've repeated in many of my daily videos since January 2011. It did not happen in 2011 or 2012. It still hasn't. Will my dreams of playing a role in the renewal of human society be shattered? I wish I knew for sure. Still, I continue day in and day out doing what I can to bring positive change to my brothers and sisters in many faiths. I suppose before I even get into the topic, I need to remind people that I've changed or added actually an email address because paradoxman1946@gmail.com, somehow the password was changed, and even though I'm still getting emails on it, I'm getting it through the Yahoo Mail account, which has that account attached to it. But I cannot directly access the Paradox Man Gmail account. So I moved the 1946 from after Paradox Man to before it and created a new account with the password that I used to have but no longer do. Anyway, that's just housekeeping stuff. Yes, my life has been a roller coaster in many respects. I've experienced mountaintop experiences of great bliss and feeling connected to life, to God, feeling like I was on the proper path many times. And then there's been times that it's been the exact opposite, where I've had to sink in despair and find an inability to have things open up and play out the way that I anticipated that they were going to. So I've had to, in a sense, reinvent myself over and over again. As far as some of the things that I mentioned in the blurb, when I was, I think I was only 13 at the time, when I was playing football with my friends in a field close to where I grew up and where I lived. I was just about ready to enter the end zone, and one of the people on the other team caught my foot and pulled my leg out, and I had the football in my left hand, and I went down, bracing myself with the right hand, broke both bones right here. Okay, and it snapped, and I said, I just broke my bones. They said, you did not, you'd be crying. Well, I didn't cry at all. In fact, I didn't cry either time I broke 2 bones. And the second time was a really freak accident. I was an adult, and I went to visit a good friend, and they weren't there yet at their house. So there was an empty field across the street from the house where we actually had what do you call it? Bonfire with a circle and a spiritual. We had spiritual circles around a bonfire. There's a name for that, but I don't remember what it is right now. But anyway, I went over into that little field, and I was doing my spinning exercises. What is a spinning exercise, you may ask? Well, it's an exercise that supposedly increases the flow of energy into the body. But while doing the spinning exercise, I tripped over a rock, and I fell, and I broke both bones in my lower leg, again, right above the ankle in that case. Of course, it was the wrist in the case of the arm. But I mean, I knew immediately. I broke the bones. I heard them snap again. I didn't cry. Uh, and I had to wait for my friends to come home across the street. And when I did, I yelled out, "I'm over here. I broke my leg." And they came and actually got a couple of friends, and they helped take me out of it there, and they got me to the hospital. And indeed, I had broken my leg, as I said. And as I also said in the blurb, it was only fourth grade where they detected that I had an open or heart murmur, and that was repeated because we used to get physical examinations every year when I was in school. At that period of time back in the 1950s, believe it or not, that was something that the school provided. I don't believe my parents had to pay for that. I think that was just something that was the normal routine. All of the students were given physical examinations and things like that. And as I said, I was diagnosed back then with a heart murmur. My open heart surgeries, yes, I've had 2 of them. I swore I would never go through what my dad went through. Neither operation did I take all the medications. I took the medications for a little while, a short time. Well, of course, while I was in the hospital, they don't give you a choice. And then I didn't renew the prescriptions. I got off of the medication as quickly as I could because I don't trust them. I don't trust anything that the pharmaceutical industry puts out because they have a vested interest in making money, not in making people well. So these are things that I've covered in many of my videos. And quite honestly, even though I still make videos every day, I struggle sometimes because I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I don't know how to not keep repeating that whatever God there is, God, it does not seem to be keeping his word. It does not seem to be keeping his promises. Now, I said I went into other religions. Love is the only religion to me. Love is the only true spirituality. Anything that doesn't love and doesn't open your heart and allow you to listen and see where other people are coming from, you can't expect other people to go through your rituals of whatever it means to be a Christian or a person of God to you. People that are raised in a different denomination of Christianity or in a different religion somewhere else in the world or even here in the United States, they have a completely different perspective. And the thing that separates good people from people that are not good people is the willingness to tell the truth and the willingness to love even those that seem like enemies. And I've tried to do that. I've tried to build bridges to enemies. And people say, well, we're all one. We're all one. No, we're not all one. There's been a division that has taken place that has permeated human culture and human consciousness. And it plays havoc. It wreaks havoc on our human experience. And it's obvious to anybody that looks that the world is not run by honest people. It's not run by people that actually love others. There's been a plan to reduce the world's population and eliminate the vast majority of humans and even replace humans with robots. Folks, these are things that we have to address. These are things that we have to look at. We can't keep putting our heads in the sand and expecting that some change is going to miraculously come without our commitment, without our involvement at some level. And I've been trying to do that. And some days I really struggle to come up with a new topic. And I hope I can get people to recognize that we have to work together if we're going to overcome this. That gives God or Creator an avenue through which God can manifest. God has to manifest through us. And we are all part of that us. Anyway, thank you folks again for listening. And please, please don't give up hope. We can't do that. Namaste.